Welcome back, my Jedi friends. Today I'm going to address one of the most common questions I get. How do I find my tribe? I feel so alone. I feel so isolated. Where are people like me? Where do I look? Where do I look? Well, today I'm going to give you a few suggestions because, especially for healers, empaths, light workers, people with high empathy, it is very difficult sometimes to find your tribe. Where do you connect with people like you? Where do you find these people? So I'm going to give you a few suggestions today, and what you do with them, my Jedi friends, is entirely up to you. So first and foremost, you need to find places where your tribe collects. Where do they collect? So it's a lot easier to do online. So on that basis, we'll start online and then we'll move a little bit more local for you. So obviously you want to find people that resonate with your message. And what I used to do is I used to find people that had a message that I resonated with, and I used to do their courses. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? Because I'm the one running the courses now. So there you go, my Jedi friends. If you're resonating with my messages, then you need to join my courses and my live streams and connect with people like yourself. Because you'll know if you follow me that I do like to introduce people and get people to know each other. So I'm all about community and that's what I do. But let's just talk this. If it's not me that you're dealing with here, you might not like me. You might think dodgy bald bloke. No, not your community, not your tribe. Just give me your message. So you really do want to be finding things of interest to you. And it may not be spirituality or personal development. So for me, I like playing football. So I play football, I play five-a-sides, I join the community, a bunch of people that like to play football and we hang out. So there you go. Find common interest. What interests you? Walking groups. I've met some really good people going to walking groups because I love walking and I go walking on my own. So there you go. There's something a bit more local that you can look into. But online, you want to be finding things of interest. Things of interest. Where do they meet? Where are these groups? Where are these networking groups? So here's a few resources, not just for online, but also for local. So one of them is Eventbrite. Now, when I used to run events, I used to do them on Eventbrite, and I was always surprised how many people used to find me because of it. And Meetup is another resource that you can look into. So that these are two specific sites for finding local events. Go and have a look. Go and have a look. Now, I'm certainly not paid by Eventbrite or Meetup. I'm just giving you two resources off the top of my head. And in this day and age, it would not surprise me if there are some even more sophisticated and newer ones that are up and coming now. But look for local events and do things that interest you, my friends. Find, firstly, work out what am I interested in? Now, it doesn't just have to be spirituality or personal development or any of that. I re-emphasize this. What are your interests? What are your hobbies? What do you do for fun? Now, maybe it's a cooking class. Go to a cooking class. Go find a local cooking class. That maybe that's your thing. Maybe it is. So for me, it's usually sport. It's usually walking. It's usually meetups, networking events. There's another one. Go to local networking events. Now, a lot of networking events are all about business. You don't need to even have a business. You can still go to a networking event and meet interesting people. And you may even find, if they're forward thinking enough, that there's ways to help them and also get paid for it as well. So there are not many businesses that wouldn't be open to a bit of middleman. So if you went out and found them business and referred them, you could even negotiate a commission for that. So there's some ways that you can even earn money going networking without even ever having a business of your own. So these are a few things. That's how you do. But the first thing you want to work out is, what do people want? So at a networking event, you know they want referrals. That's very business specific, but it might be a games night. I've seen groups where they just get together, they hang out, and they just play games. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe I certainly know plenty of people that do the Dungeons and Dragons thing. Now, we're talking the game here, folks, before you get any ideas. Before you get any ideas! There are other people that may have other ideas for Dungeons and Dragons, but we're not going to talk about those on this video, my Jedi friends. No, if that's your thing, well, let's say go for it. If that's it, go for it. You find your common interest, find your common interest, especially locally. Go on Eventbrite and put in your local area and see what local events there are. And you may find something that maybe you're not that interested. Could be a book club. There's another thing, book clubs. You can go and meet people there. But the point being, it's got to be something that you're interested in. List all of your interests, go on Eventbrite or Meetup and start looking for events in your local area. These are things that I do. Now, when I look back, I've been on this journey. I've been going to events. I've been around the block a few times, my Jedi friends, and my closest friends are people I stayed in contact with that I used to work with, especially back in my nursing days. Some of my friends, and I've just met up with them for the weekend. I met through my nurse training, and we just stayed in contact with, and we've been in contact for over 30 years. Revealing my age now. Oh no, you don't look old enough, Adam. Yes, well, I can certainly say that I do feel it sometimes, my Jedi friends. But the point being, and my other good friends, people that I've known for 20 plus years, where did I meet them? I met I met two of them, two of my closest friends, when we trained. I went on a Reiki. I went on a Reiki course. I met them almost 25 years ago. And they were just in the crowd. We were learning together. We've stayed friends ever since. And they're two of my closest friends because we had a common interest, energy work. Now, when we meet up, it's not necessarily energy work that we discuss. We just like-minded people having a good time, having some fun, and that's how we connect. So the other thing on my, I went to an interesting thing in Fintorn that I've talked about sometimes on this channel, which is called Experience Week, and that was really out there. We were connecting with nature spirits and doing a lot of inner work, a lot of connecting with nature, a lot of tying it all in. It was somewhere between personal development and integration into a spiritual community. And one of my very good friends who I've had on live streams here, Sean, I just met for that week. That's where we connected. And it was a fun week. It was interesting. I never went back and did any other weeks, but I met interesting people there. So on the path of learning skills that are useful to me, certainly energy work, personal development work. I've met people on that journey and just fun weekends. One of the most fun things I did, and here's an absolutely formula to success with your mates. So in my younger years, what I used to do was I'd wake up one day and think, right, all of my mates, I need to get them all together. I'd go on the website. I had friends in Dublin, I had friends in Belfast, I had friends in London. So I'd find a random European destination where there were flights from all three of those destinations. I'd try and find somewhere that I hadn't heard of. I'd book a flight and then I'd book a hotel and then I would send that to all of my friends. Send it to all of my friends, say, I'm going to be there for this weekend. And I'd usually book 3 days or sometimes four and say you can come for as long or little as you can. I'd book the flight, we'd head over, and I'd also made a random caveat because back in the day I used to like a little drink or two, folks. So I'd say we're going to have one night out where you have to dress as an alter ego. So I told everyone you can invite who you want, but you have to bring a wig with you. And we have to have a night out as your alter ego. And people had to recreate themselves for a night. And even to this day, people tell me about those weekends away, how much fun they were, going out as an alter ego for the night. And what that did, that was a litmus test for me because I prefer to have fun. I like people with a sense of humor. And I'd say you can bring anyone you want, but the wig was like a litmus test, have they got a sense of humor or not? They were great weekends away with my friends. And people that were living, we'd lost contact, we'd moved our separate ways. And that was a great way to get all of my friends together, and we had some brilliant, brilliant weekends away. So these are a few ideas for you, my Jedi friends, just how to connect, because it can be very isolating, especially in this day and age. And there's a few places to start because this is a common question that I get asked. Where do I meet these people? Where do I meet them, Adam? Well, there's a few ideas for you, my Jedi friends. And if you've got any more, please do add them to the thread. This is a resource for you. So if you've got any other ideas, please do add them to the thread. Any questions, any comments, yeah, add them to the thread too. What the hell? Add anything you like to the thread and let's see where it goes. But hopefully that's given you a little bit of guidance of where to begin, of how to find your tribe. How to find your tribe, my Jedi friends. And if you want more insights from me, then do subscribe to the channel. And there's another video just there. There was something completely different on it.